Welcome to Lost in the Lakes, and we're back out on another wild camp. This one, we're down the bottom end of Borrowdale. Right, it's lovely weather out there. Look at that. And we're in these trees here. Now, we're down a place called Stonethwaite, down the bottom end of Borrowdale. And we're going to go up to a place called Daboutdoors. It's part of the Rosswaite Fells, and I thought I'd take a pretty much direct route up. I haven't been up here before, but we're right by a waterfall, almost like a water slide. Look at this. There you go, there's a little forever pool for you. And or endless pool, or whatever they're called. Lovely slide to your death. Anyway, we're going to go up here. I'm glad it's dry today. It was a bit wet this morning, but this would have been a different kettle of fish walking up here. Pretty much like King's How, where you've got this sort of steppy footpath with wet slime, lichen, you know, because you're in the woods. Again, we've got natural woods here. I believe this is part of or recognised as a rainforest, the amount of rain it gets. That waterfall's just like a water slide all the way down. And then you've got a catch pool at the end. I don't think I want to be sliding down there though. Right, it's been a few weeks since my last video. I've noticed the channel going pretty slow, so like and subscribe and all that jazz. Put a comment below if you've been up Bessie Boot before, or if this is new for you as well. There's loads of little plunge pools on this place. I bet there's a bigger one here. Not that I'm going to do it, but I've got a fallen tree on the footpath here. Again, it's not too bad. We had steep steppy climbs there, but it seems to have levelled off, but haven't really sort of checked the terrain on this one. I know what it's like. I haven't checked to see how steep it is. I mean, I've got my sat nav all geared up and ready. That's got a route up to the tarn. So there's a tarn called Tarn at Levers. Not sure why it's called that, but that's what it's called. There's nothing seems to be around it called Levers, but there is a tarn at Levers, or Leaves, something like that. Right, I'm going to carry on up now. So we've climbed up so far. It's looking like we've still got a fair bit to go. We're only probably not even halfway, maybe a third of the way so far. I believe it's about similar height to the other side of the valley there. Oh, getting a sweat on now. Believe it or not, it was really cold this morning. And it's the weather seems to be true today. Just need to scoot through this bracken. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting on. Sorry for not looking at the camera. I'm just trying to concentrate on walking up these steps. They're a bit slimy, so I don't want to be falling. This is a neat little place here. Check this out. Looks like people have camped here, but I think the Leave No Trace gang have done well. Again, I don't think this is a place where people frequent. It's off the main track, so everyone tends to go up here to Black Moss Pot. There's a campsite. I think we might have passed it actually. No, maybe the campsite's just down there. It's right next to the river. That's a sign for the campsite, so I think it's just round the corner there. But yeah, look at that. We're starting to get views of Borrowdale. That's King's How, where I stopped last time, or the time before, whenever it was, a few weeks ago. And that other peak on the left there is Maiden Moor, which I camped just below that. Or is that Cat Bells and Maiden Moor's back a bit? Yeah, it is actually. So that, yeah, that peak there is Cat Bells, and then Maiden Moor's here as it slopes down. So Maiden Moor is a bit further, it's kind of behind that tree. Another mossy little place. This is lovely, isn't it? Look at that. How about that for a view? Borrowdale is a stunning place. Right, onwards and upwards. I think I can see the end, or at least where it levels off. So we haven't got too far to go. This is one of these where you don't know where the path goes. You're just trusting it and trusting your instincts that this is right. Obviously this is a path, but it just seems to disappear, and then you've got this big cliff face here. I think I might check the map and just see what the what contours are like. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, it's a bit shaded, but yeah, we've got tight contours where I'm at. It carries on being tight contours, but then kind of levels off. Big Stanger Gill. There is a little Stanger Gill or small Stanger Gill, whatever it is, but this is Big Stanger Gill. And there's a lot of Stangers around here. There's a Stanger family, or was a Stanger family in Keswick. There's a Stanger Street. And you've got here Stanger Gill as well. I believe that maybe this foot, oh, that's a wall. Over there is Dock Tarn, and I think it comes down in these woods here. And you can see some people just down the bottom there. Another lonely cliff face, cliff edge. Another possible camp. I don't know if you can even get there, to be honest. But right, we're going to carry on. This path looks like it follows the gill all the way up. Hopefully it should be all right. Oh yeah, you can see it zigzags here and then goes across that way. Right, just turn around there, getting this view, see if the camera will pick it up. Look at that. So that's Rosswaite down there, over there, and Stonethwaite. Seathwaite is around the corner. And this is River Derwent, which flows into Derwent Water. Just give you an idea how high we are. We're about level with Castle Crag at the minute, and we're probably going to be about level with King's How there. Yeah, it's about 620 meters, I think. But yeah, look at that. Right, through this last wall, and then I believe we've got a little traverse along this gill a bit. Hopefully it doesn't take us up there. I dare say it doesn't. I'm pretty sure it goes off that way. I can hear a waterfall. I can see the makings of one, but I think it's going to be, well, it would be hard to get to. I think you'd have to drop down there somehow. But yeah, I think the waterfall's in this gill here. But we're going to be going up that way. Just come across this red lead. Looks like it's been snagged, or maybe that's where it's been hung. I'll keep hold of that just in case anyone's lost it. Just to look back on the view, I got a bit of a drop. Did actually have a bit of a shock, but then I seen it actually go down this way. I thought it was I was looking at that thinking, oh god, how am I going to get down here? But yeah, there's always a way. That's partially a waterfall. I think what I came up, the big waterfall is further down there. I don't know if we'll get to see it or not. Probably not. Now this will be an interesting one because town at Levers, you don't really see much of it. If you do a Google search about wild camping, there's not many at all. It's probably just down to the access, and you know, well, we've just come down there, and yeah, look at that. Makes me a bit uneasy looking at that. Believe it or not, I haven't got a good head for heights. I like to stay on the ground. But yeah, no, that's a nice little backdrop there, isn't it? So we'll carry on up here now, and it's getting a bit more grassy, and it's looking like we're getting near the top. Okay, check the sat nav. We've still got a fair bit to climb, but it's leveling off. So height wise we haven't got far to go, but distance we have. But as we're on a slightly sort of flatter trajectory, should get there nice and quick. What I was doing, I was looking at this thinking, oh, it's just like Langdale's, and to be honest, we're not far off. There's a sheep there. Looks like it's penned into this part here. There's like bog and stuff, so this fence in here is probably to stop the sheep getting stuck in this. But there's what looks like a lamb just nicely settled on the top there, but in amongst this, so hopefully it'll be able to get out. Nice little waterfall here, not deep enough to sit in, but the path cuts across here. I was thinking of going up and over the top there, but I followed my sense and thought, you know, stick to the path. There's always a reason why the paths go the way they go, and I'm sure I'll find out when I get to the top here. Right, we're going off up this way. Yeah, that was where I was thinking of going over. It's definitely not the way. Right, this is classic Lake District. Oh, look at this. Haha. So we're getting up a lot higher now. We're going to get some views when we get up there. Glad to be out. Wild camps and videos have been a bit sporadic. Holidays get in the way. And obviously you have to put the family first. It's just a little bit boggy, so I'm just going higher than the path. It looks like we have had a lot of rain yesterday and the day before, so this ground is quite sodden. So where, you know, normally it would be fairly easy to walk, it's still quite wet, and I'm glad I brought my boots. I was even thinking of bringing trainers. I say trainers, fell running, or fell trainers, fell shoes. But I thought I'd put my boots on because I wasn't really sure of the terrain, and I am glad I did. Look at this terrain. Oh, it's wonderful, isn't it? So you get kind of used to the views where you live, you know. And I look at Skidder, I mean, it looks lovely, clear in sunshine. Don't know if you can see it, but that's Skidder Range just there. And yeah, it looks fantastic. But when you come deep into the lake, you know, this is the bottom end of Borrowdale, very central to sort of Langdales and everything really. And the terrain changes, and you get this kind of rocky, undulating type of mountain on the tops. I'd love to have seen this back in the day when it was newly formed, you know, what these were like back many years ago. Sadly, photographs weren't around then, so we've got our imaginations and science but at least we can still enjoy this, what we've got. It's great. Are we coming up to the tarn now? This looks like tarn territory. Sort of levels off. Let me see. This is where we're kind of leveling off. Just have to be careful of the ground here. I'm going to go this way. I'm just going to sort of come off. The path goes up there, but I just want to have a look over here, just at the view, see what we've got. See what we're dealing with this ground as well. It is quite soft in places. We're going to have to find a good grassy point. Yeah, so we are kind of off the edge. There's a huge boggy section down there. See all that black peat and everything. And I bet there's no footpath through there. There's a fence which will stop the sheep going down the cliff, because that's what sheep tend to do. Another thing, have we got phone signal? We ain't, no signal at all. I do believe that the aerial's down there somewhere, but that's one thing I forgot to mention. I've got something new to try out tonight, and it's quite significant. You might see it in the title or the thumbnail. I haven't done one yet, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, you'll see what it is in a minute. Actually, just seen one person who's coming down off that crag there that fell, which is Bessie Boot. So we're not far off the tarn. We're just following this path which goes round again. We've got a fairly amount of bog here, so we're gonna, yeah, I imagine the tarn is literally, or we'll be able to see it literally once we get around this corner and over the top a bit. Right, I'm going to go against what I've always been saying about the footpath. Just footpaths over there. I'm going to go up and over this bit. Just one thing, when you are trudging through grass, it's a lot harder than on a footpath. Just got this little sheep track here. It's going to follow over, and hopefully, if I'm thinking right, the tarn's going to be round about there. I think it drops away here. I can feel the wind picking up. Yeah, there we go. And a beep to say we're off course. I think that tarn is over there. Let's just have a quick look. Right, change of plan. We're going back that way, just to get the view, and I think the way the wind's going, it's going to be better down there than over here. No phone signal either. I haven't checked at this point. No, we're still on satellite only. So maybe when we get over the top here, we get more of a view of Borrowdale. We can potentially get more of a signal just looking up. I think that's Dale Head. Dale Head there. Got a big cloud coming our way. Doesn't look too ominous, but we're just going to follow this footpath here and start looking for a pitch. Okay, chuck the windproof on. I feel the difference already. This is the Arctic Squamish in purple. Yeah, it's quite a nice windproof. I've got a couple of windproof jackets. This one is the more durable one of the three that I've got. So I tend to take this camping more often. I'm going to go over to this little viewpoint here, I think. I was looking at maybe one of these down here. Seems to have a good sort of flat point. But we'll have a little gander over here. This is I believe this wind's going to die down. Yeah, so there is A nice view up here, look at that. Look at that. So what can we see, eh? We can see a lot. Let me just get through here. That wind is picking up, but not, shouldn't phase me. So you can see Honister Pass. We're looking down on Honister Pass and all the way into Borrowdale. Now, have we got phone signal yet? Yes, we've got 4G and a missed call. These bumps just keep coming. There's one here. We're looking down there. It's where I was actually thinking of camping, but I think we found a better place here. Again, there's another point there, so oh, it looks stunning. That valley, that's Johnny's wood down there. I don't know who Johnny is, but that's his wood. Here's going to be it. We'll get the tent out and try it out, see what it's like. We'll just lay it out and see. Right, wind's picking up again. I'm having second thoughts again. I think we're going to go here. We're going to have to squat down. It's going to kind of hit the back of the tent and go over. So yeah, there's a configuration we can do with this tent. It's a Hilleberg Enan. One pole, super lightweight, and hopefully good in the wind. So I've had this out up in the garden just to test out, make sure everything's there. I did get this second hand. Yeah. So I'm going to go here, I think. A bit wary about this long grass. Oh, hang on. Right, with this tent, you've got to. I looked at the Hilleberg instructions of how to put it up. I mean, I didn't when I first did, but I just thought I'd see. And I did sort of struggle getting the pole in. And what they say is to obviously pitch it first. Struggling to get the poles out. To right, they say to stick the pole in first, which I am going to. So they say when putting this in, thread this in first, and then make sure it sits in this little kind of cup here. It's got like a hard bit at the bottom. There we go. I think when I did it last time I didn't get it in right. And then stick it in this thing here, the cup. Okay, there it is set up. That's a 40-litre backpack with bags and everything, the Atom Pack notch, and yeah, there's plenty of room in that vestibule. I've got the footprint as well, so I've got it pegged out here. Just gonna get that in a little bit further. Looking good. It's got some mucky marks on it there, but they'll soon rub off. Yeah, looking good. And there's our view for the night. Now I've got the tent up. It seems to be pretty sturdy. The wind's dropped a little bit, but yeah, this kind of cuts. This effect kind of cuts into the wind. Obviously, I shouldn't really have my door on that side, but there's not really any place to pitch and look out that way. I'd rather be looking off out there What time are we on? Yeah, 20 past 7, so we've still got an hour or so before sunset, so we can have a little mooch around. Look at that, just looking down right on the campsite. Not full, not completely full. This side here there's a fair few cars, but on the other side there still quite a lot of spaces. I think the weather forecast wasn't too great for the past few days, so it's kind of quietened it down. We can just see, let me just orientate myself. Yeah, I think that's what Enlif just down there. Yeah, so you've got Rosswaite, you've got Burkett's Leap, is this little bit here. You come over the top and then drop down and you can see Wat Enlif. So that means the Dock Tarn that I was on about must be around here somewhere. Let's have a little quick mooch over. I'm pretty sure Thingy Tarn, which is kind of the centre of the lakes, I think, is over here. High Tove and Bleaberry Fell, and then we're looking down onto the back of Castle Crag there as well, and again we're probably similar height, if not a little bit higher than King's Howe. Weather's not looking too great wind wise at the moment, but the weather should calm down. Right, first impressions of this tent. Yeah, it's what I thought it would be, to be honest. And basically, I want this to replace two tents that I've got, which is my MSR bikepacking one and my Southern Cross one. And it's kind of best of both. So it's the same weight, or even lighter actually, than my MSR bikepacking tent. But it has the same size, you know. I'm sat on a Thermarest folded over here, so I am touching the thing, but if I am down on my sort of sitting down or sitting back, yeah, there's a good enough bit of room. Look at this view out there. And also it's hopefully as strong as the Southern Cross one. Albeit it's probably the price of both of them two tents together, it does the job, or hopefully does the job of both of them. The vestibule's a lot bigger as well, so there's a lot more room than the Southern Cross. Similar sort of stance, except it doesn't have that rib going across. But I think with the design of this, having a look at it, it slices through the air. So hopefully, yeah, this does replace two of them. And again, Hillebergs have, you know, if I've got any issues with this tent, they've got real good support anyway. Right, I'm going to chill out for a bit. There we are. So there's the tent. So the wind's actually coming kind of that direction, and it doesn't seem to be doing too much to this top part here. I really need to clean that. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it is quite dirty on that side. But yeah, considering the wind's pushing on this bit, it's all right. This bit sort of balloons out, but it's keeping its shape well. It really is. I mean, it's definitely not a high wind tent. That's what the Solo's for. But it's, yeah, I think I've got that dome quite well. So I just thought I'd come have a look at the tent, let it sit for a bit, and I'm going to go for a little wander down here. Still an hour left of sun. It's classed as the golden hour. So this is Seathwaite, we can see down here. This goes up to another little tarn. Seathwaite campsite, just down there. Campsites all over the bottom here. There's a few tucked in the bottom there. Don't think you can see it because of the sun. Good morning. So, a bit breezy last night, but what was it like in the Hilleberg Enan for the first night? Well, like I say, lots of room in here, a lot more room than I thought there would be, with a good sized vestibule. You're currently inside the vestibule, so it is a real good size. I'm 5'8", and I've got another 2 inches, and I'm sat on a thermarest. So height wise, a lot better than the Southern Cross 1, about the same as the MSR. Probably not as much headspace because the MSR's got that hover bar that kind of pulls it out, but height wise, perfectly fine. Yeah, and I think it's a little bit longer as well. It's about the same as the Solo. But yeah, very good. There has been a bit of condensation on the inside. It was windy last night, so I kind of put the wind flap down on the inside there. I've just moved it back because of the condensation. Other than that, yeah, real good. And considering I pitched it the wrong way in the wind, I knew the wind was going to calm down, which it has. I think any windier than sort of 15 miles an hour, you'd have to pitch it the other way around. But yeah, all good, all good. Right, I'm going to have some breakfast this morning, because I'm going to tootle onto Black Moss Pot. Got a bit of a walk this morning, so I'm going to have, usually I just kind of wander off and I'm alright, but we're going to have this for the morning, and yeah, enjoy the views. Oh, look outside. Right, so we've gone back to the jet boil stash. I think this is going to be my new favourite. We're in this sort of function over weight type thing, and the stash is quite a good functional pot for the weight that you get in. And again, I like the stove, the way it's got that groove there that the pot sits in. Let's just get this out. There you can see. So it sits quite nicely, and you've got a good handle to hold. So if you're on uneven ground or you're doing stuff, you can. It's quite sturdy. Almost straight away, this water started steaming. It just started simmering, and I think that'll do for now. You don't need it boiling hot for this. Quite a bit of water left, so I'm going to make a brew as well. Yeah, it's already got the lived in marks and stuff. cool it down. Right, gonna have my brew and my brekkie, and I'll bring you back. Okay, so now for takedown time. Again, this is the first time, well, second time I've unpitched this, so I'll get an idea of how quick it is to pitch. I do believe, well, it's going to be a lot quicker than the solo, but I would imagine it'd be more like the Southern Cross 1, maybe a bit quicker because it's only got one pole. Wind's hardly blowing, so I'm just gonna, what technique am I going to use? I'm going to take all the guys down first, and then unpeg the other one. So there's 9 pegs to do because I've double pegged that one, just because the wind was blowing this way, and I panic about tents blowing away. Right, okay, so let's get going. Yeah, we've got a problem. So the string, the elastic on this is loose, which has meant that the tip has come off and it's now wedged in the bottom. Basically wedged in the bottom of that. I don't know how, it's kind of caught on some material, so whether I have to kind of thread a pole down, maybe back down. There we go. Actually managed to get it to go back into the pole. I think we need some new elastic in that. I'm really glad the weather's nice, not having to fight with that. So what happened was that thing had just worked its way loose and kind of wedged in. So we're either going to have to, yeah, I think we need new elastic. Always feels a little bit lighter in the morning. You've got less water in. I think I'm going to have to take a layer off pretty soon. It's getting quite warm. Right, thought I'd come all the way from over there where I camped to the summit of Bessie Boot. It's quite weird actually when you look at it from down there. You just think, oh, it's just another rock. But when you actually get up here, you realise it is actually a lot higher than the surrounding areas. So kind of not a summit bagger, but it's one of these ones that is probably worth coming up, worth the effort to come up to the top and get a view. So I'll come up here and I'll give you a 360 on the top here. There we go. There we go. Look at that. That is 360 summit views. We've even got a couple of people over there camping and 2 down by the tarn, so I'm kind of glad I chose where I did, because I didn't see anybody, whereas here we've got 2 over that way and 2 down by the tarn. So if you are wanting to camp by the tarn, that little bit there, Looks like there's a nice camp over that way as well. So I'm gonna go down here somewhere and I might go and see them guys. Look like they've got Hillebergs. That might be an Enan, which I want to have a look at. Right, just had a bit of a meet and greet actually over there. We've got Daboutdoors, and down in the valley there, the tents that I was showing before is the big dog, Mr. Blot Outdoors. He's just packing away. Dak and the crew are up there. So there's been a bit of a YouTuber convention meeting type thing. Yeah, so I'm just going up to Rosswaite Pike, Rosswaite Hill, Rosswaite Fell, that's the one. And yeah, should be do this and then back down, and then I think we might go back down Stangergill. It's pretty dry, so I might give that a go. Right, there we go. No sooner do I come up here, there's another tent. So where I was, in the front of Bessie Boot, down the bottom there, I didn't see anyone. Came over here, 2 YouTubers, another 2 YouTubers, and then another tent here. Looks like worse for the wear, that one. Right, I lost the path. I came up this way. This way I'm out of breath a bit. So thankfully it's quite a easy fell to navigate up. So yeah, I'll bring you to the top. Right, I come up to here thinking that this was the summit of Rosswaite Pike, but it's over there. So I'm now going to have to do a ridge walk over there just to get to the top. I want to see the views off the end there anyway. Right, let's go. This is what I like about this place. Look at the size of these boulders. I mean, let me just get down and you can kind of see. Look at that. It's almost like you can tell what's happened to them. The sort of glacial mountains. I know all this apparently is volcanic. There's my sat nav telling me I've gone off route. I haven't, I've just got it pinged in for the other summit. Right, just gonna climb up here. Bit of a scramble to get to this summit. There we go. That was the other tent just down there. Not sure if that was a YouTuber or what, but I doubt it. There is a guy there now. So I'm gonna pick up the path again and then head off back down to this path. Much easier for going down. So I thought I'd come up and have a quick look. Then down Stangergill, Big Stangergill, which is off that way there. Right, we've just come down that bit now. Found a nice boggy section here. And I think we're down off the worst of it. Now I found the path, I actually went up that section there, up there. It looks bad from here, but it's quite an easy little hike up. Like I say, around here, the mountains are not too steep. They're just undulating. So you can always find your way around. There's always a grassy point to find your way around. Okay, losing the path again. Oh, it's getting warm now. Look at the sun. Right, sorry about the audio. Having problems with the mic. So yeah, just dropping down into Rosswaite now. Took a bit to navigate down this path. Went off piste a couple of times, but got down safely anyway. All right, this is Lost in the Lakes, and we'll see you in the next one.